everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today's video is for those of you who have been hearing all the buzz and all the hype about a whole foods plant-based diet. You've heard the testimonials and you see how people's health is improving. You want that for yourself and for your family, but you don't know how to get started. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of encouragement and a few tips about what I do and what I eat in order to stay successful on my whole foods plant-based diet. And the first thing I want to advise you to do is to plan. It is so important because you've heard the statement, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So it's so important to make sure that you know what you're going to eat. Don't be flying by the seat of your pants. When you go to the grocery store, you want to know what you're going to get. So the most important tools to start with are a piece of paper and a pen. You want to write down all the different types of plant-based foods that you like. And I want to encourage you, if you don't live alone, which most of you don't, you have a significant other and you have a family, don't just spring this on them if this is something that you're going to do, if you haven't all planned to do it together. Some of them aren't going to be ready for this yet. However, what I find that most people say is, hey, I love fruits and vegetables, and most of your families do too. So the way that you can approach that with them is you can say, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the grocery store, and I think we need to have more fruits and vegetables in our diet, and I just want some input from you guys. Tell me what your favorite fruits and vegetables are. Let them choose. Don't push the choices on them. Let them choose the fruits and vegetables that they want, that you're incorporating into your meals. So what we're going to be focusing on for those who have not chosen to totally abstain from animal products, what we're focusing on with them is not taking away, but adding good things back in. So get your family's input. Make that list before you go to the store. I was really blessed growing up. I'm youngest of 7 children, and both of my parents worked. My mom was a nurse and my dad worked in public health, but it was divide and conquer in our home. And my dad always made chore charts, which at the time we didn't appreciate very much, but now I appreciate how organized my parents were. My dad would make chore charts, but he would also make a menu for the entire week because we had a budget. With that many kids, you have to have a budget. You have to know what you're doing when you go to the store. Same thing for us. You know, we need to know what we're cooking. We need to be able to stay on budget. So he would make that menu. So I encourage you to be like my dad, make a menu, and then sit down as you look at that menu and write down all the things that you're going to need to buy at the grocery store. So that is the first thing you need to do, is get with your family, plan the types of foods that you like, plan the meals together, and then make a grocery list. And so now you are armed and ready when you go to the grocery store. That is tip number 1, to be prepared to be successful on a whole foods plant-based diet. Okay, so some of you get stuck in planning the meals. You know what types of food you like, but how do I put that together? So I'm just going to tell you a few simple meals that I have, and we're going to start with breakfast. How do you stay whole foods plant-based at breakfast? I'm a very simple girl. When you go on my website and you see those more intricate recipes, that is all the hubby, because he's a foodie. He likes all that kind of stuff, but Mama keeps it simple. So I'm going to show you Lori's simple meals that she eats every day. So what I might eat for breakfast is one of my favorite fruits, or a combination. I love bananas, I love oranges, blueberries, strawberries, peaches, kiwi. You know, a lot of people say it's just so much more appealing and so much easier to go through a fast food restaurant drive-thru. What's faster than grabbing a piece of fruit? You can grab a piece of fruit and it's going to be so healthy for you. But to be honest with you, fruit is not my favorite breakfast. My favorite breakfast is actually steel-cut oats. And probably 99% of the time, that's what I'm having for breakfast. And yes, it takes a little bit longer to cook. Some people say, can I have instant oats or things like that? Sure, you can have any kind of oats that you like. The only reason I choose steel-cut oats is just because it's better for you, because it's less processed. And some people balk at the fact that it takes 20 to 30 minutes. Normally it takes me about 20 minutes to cook my steel-cut oats. But hey, you can start it before you get in the shower. By the time you get out of the shower, blow dry your hair or whatever, your steel-cut oats are done. So what I do, I'm a little bit OCD. I try to be prepared and organized. So I have my little containers every day that I pull out of my pantry. And I cook my steel-cut oats, to which I add a little bit of raisins, about an ounce of walnuts, and I chop up an entire apple in my oats. Now, some people like to add brown sugar. I add some cinnamon in mine. I don't add any sugar at all because I find that with the raisins and the apples, that's sweet enough. And you're getting so much fiber and you're getting full right off the bat. And this is a breakfast that really sticks to your ribs. I look forward to eating it every day. It's like a treat for me. So that's what I eat for breakfast, whole foods, plant-based. I either eat fruits or steel cut oatmeal. Maybe you don't like apples. Maybe you could put strawberries and blueberries in it. Some people put bananas in it. Whatever fruit that you like, do what you like. Some people like to make a fruit smoothie. Go for it. But these are just a few ideas of what I do. Easy peasy, whole foods, plant-based breakfast. You got it. The most important meal of the day. The next thing we're going to talk about is snacks. I know a lot of you have been told it's not good to eat in between meal snacks, but that is not true. That's true if you're eating unhealthy snacks, but you're going to be eating a whole foods plant-based diet and you're going to be eating healthy snacks. That's why my fruit is still out. If I get hungry between breakfast and lunch, I'm going to grab a piece of fruit, maybe a small handful of nuts to eat, but I'm going to eat as much as I want until I'm satisfied. The reason that it's important that when you feel hungry, that you reach for that healthy food is because when you deny yourself, we have hormones that tell us that it's time to eat. And one is released from the stomach. It's called ghrelin. And it tells the brain, hey, I'm hungry, I'm empty. And if you fail to eat, that hormone just gets stronger and stronger. And your body tends to go on autopilot and you start looking for the most calorically dense food possible. So you kind of go out of control if you deny yourself. So don't deny yourself. Grab a banana, grab a peach, grab some oranges. Eat that delicious, healthy, nourishing food. Don't look at food as the enemy. Oh, it's going to make me fat. It's going to make me unhealthy. Not if you're eating a whole foods plant-based diet. You're eating healthy fruits and vegetables. Every time you're picking that up, that is one more opportunity that you're nourishing your body and giving yourself the strength that you need to do what you need to do every day. So that's usually what I do in the morning is I plan out my day and I grab food and I take it with me. I have a refrigerator at work. I'll put my fruit in there, or if I'm going to be in the car a lot, I have a little cooler that I take, just planning a few minutes ahead of time. One of my favorite foods that I like to eat, snacks, some people think I'm a little bit silly, is my salad in a sack. Other people drive down the road eating potato chips or junk food. I stuff a couple of handfuls of spinach and I peel a couple of oranges, and that's one of my favorite in-between meal snacks. Love it. You do what works for you. Do what you like. Another thing that I like to eat in the afternoon is I make my own hummus. You don't have to make your own hummus. I'm going to have a recipe for oil-free hummus on my website, but you don't have to make your own if you don't want to. There's plenty of great brands out there. But in order to prepare ahead of time, because I'm going to have a busy week, I went ahead and I cut up my vegetables. I cut up some cucumbers. I got some peppers. And so that's going to be my afternoon snack this week, either some fruit or some hummus and some veggies. So brainstorm with your family, add it to your grocery list. What are some snacks that you're going to have? Don't forget snacks, because we do get hungry in between meals, and it's okay to have that in between meal snack. Just make sure that it's whole food plant-based. And remember, every day, eat the rainbow. Eat every different color, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Get those phytonutrients in your body. Moving right along to lunch and dinner, I want you to make sure that you add on your grocery list all the makings of a delicious green salad. I love to put different kinds of greens, cucumbers, fruits, nuts, onions. I'm not a tomato fan, but maybe you are. I want you to include all those ingredients. And what I've done is I've gotten this ginormous container. So I've made enough salad that's going to last for several days. That's another important tip. So you've made your list, you've gotten all your groceries together, but prepare a lot of things ahead of time because we all have busy lives. We want to make sure that it's right there that we can grab it and eat it before we get too hungry and get out of control, and there's no telling what we're going to put in our mouths. So remember, a big healthy salad filled with all the yummy goodness, whole foods, plant-based diet, whatever fruits and vegetables that you like to put in there. So lunch and dinner, start with a huge green salad. An important food that should be on your grocery list is beans. You can have canned beans. Make sure you get the low sodium variety and still rinse those off. If you're in a big hurry, canned beans are a great way to get your protein. I like to have dried beans because they just taste better to me. Whatever kind of beans that you like, you can put them in your slow cooker. But I have found a great new tool from Amazon that my friend Melody told me about, and it's called the Instant Pot. You can get one for about 80 bucks. And instead of hours cooking your beans, well, lentils cook a lot faster, but instead of hours cooking your pinto beans or your mixed beans or your northern beans, you can have them in about an hour and a half, and you don't have to stand there and stir them and worry about them burning or anything like that. So the Instant Pot is my new best friend because I have beans every single day, either for lunch and or dinner. This week, what I have done is I've made a huge pot of beans to which I do my own version of rice and beans. I add Rotel and tomato sauce, and I put that over rice. So I've made a big pot that will last me for several days. When I come in from the gym, I have a big salad, and then I'm going to have some rice and beans. So I've also made up a lot of brown rice ahead of time. So you can do that too on Saturday, Sunday, or an off day during the week. Go ahead and make up a lot of beans ahead of time, make up a lot of rice, and that's a really easy, delicious, and nutritious meal, rice and beans. Another thing I like to do with my beans is maybe just eat them with some steamed broccoli for lunch, or bake a sweet potato. That's a really delicious, nutritious lunch. Another thing that I also like to do is I like to mash the beans up and put it on a corn tostada. Usually I have two, I'm going to admit. And then I like to mash up some avocado, and I top it with this white corn and black bean sauce. That's one of my easy lunches that you can prepare at home, or if you have to take it to work, very easy to transport and put together. Another thing that you can do along with your steamed broccoli is just a regular baked potato. The potato has been vilified, but it's really, really good for you. What is bad is all the toppings when you put bacon and cheese and butter and all those types of things. Have it with some broccoli. You don't have to put all those yucky toppings on them. You can just have some salt and some pepper and some steamed broccoli with it. Another thing you can do, and this recipe is going to be up really soon, I have a mashed potato recipe that is made with cauliflower in it, and it is delicious. So you don't want to miss that. So keep going back to my website and check in for that video of the cauliflower mashed potatoes. They are delicious. And another easy meal that I've already prepared for this week, I have cooked some whole wheat orzo, to which I'm going to add some chopped onions and some zucchini and some yellow squash that I've already chopped up. And I'm going to put a couple handfuls of spinach in there with it with my favorite pasta sauce. You choose whatever kind that you like, but it's so delicious. So you just put your pasta sauce in the pan, and then you add a couple of handfuls of spinach, about a half a cup of chopped onions, and however many zucchinis and yellow squash that you like, or whatever your favorite vegetable is. You're going to put that over the whole wheat orzo or whatever pasta that you like, and it's delicious, nutritious, easy. So that's just a few things that I've come up with this week. You may like some of those and you're going to put your own twist on it, or maybe it gives you ideas for something else. But the key is planning ahead of time, okay? Take some time if you have a day off, Saturday, Sunday, get your family involved too. Make that grocery list, plan out what you can do ahead of time, what's going to make it easier for you. Get your calendar out. See when your kids have dance lessons and when they have ball or whatever. What are the nights that you're going to have that you have a little bit more time for meal prep, and you're not going to worry about those nights so much. You're going to have more time in the kitchen. But those nights that are really busy and you're going to be running here and there with the kids, you're going to want to already have something that's prepared that you can whip together in 5 to 10 minutes. So that's going to be the key to eating whole foods plant-based. Just like any kind of healthy diet, you want to plan ahead of time. Get those groceries, have them ready to go, plan your meals, and go ahead and get some of that stuff ready ahead of time so your nights are not so stressful. And last but certainly not least, we can't forget about dessert. For meal prep this week for dessert, I made some of my delicious chocolate and ice cream and put it in these popsicle molds. Voila! So good. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've been encouraged that you can adopt a whole foods plant-based diet. It just takes a little bit of planning, a little bit changing the way that you think. And remember, you're not in this alone. Bring your family in too. Don't push it on them, but everybody needs more fruits and vegetables in their diet. Work on it together, and don't beat yourself up when you don't do as well as you think you should do. I have a friend that said, I keep accidentally eating chicken, but what are you doing that's good? Are you eating more fruits and vegetables? Are you exercising more? Pat yourself on the back for the things that you're doing right, and just get better every day. And remember, when you commit to change, challenge mind and body, and create a new paradigm, you can conquer anything.